Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, let's talk. Let's be a little bit petty, right? Of course, people can do whatever they want with their makeup. Blessings. Blessings to you. You be free, you know? But there are some things that I don't like. Surprise, surprise. Trends that I don't like, but I see a lot online. The reason I don't like them is because I don't think they are useful to anyone in general. And listen, I get a lot of people who message me. It's like, listen, I tried this trend I saw online. I saw this technique I saw online. It doesn't work for me. I'm doing something wrong. You are not doing something wrong. It doesn't work for the people that are doing it online either. It's BS. So let's talk about some trends. What did I call this video? Some makeup trends that need to die. We're coming towards the end of the year, and yes, I want to be that aggressive with it. They need to go, they need to stop. I do some of these trends, but listen, I know when it's time for change. So let's get into it. Consider subscribing. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what trends you think need to die and your opinions on the ones that I mentioned today. Okay, the first one is powder lines on the face. I despise this trend, and I put this out on Instagram and I really tried to explain what it is, and I couldn't really do it. And I couldn't manage to make the look because I think it's a very British trend, right? You know how we are with our makeup. We like a lot of it, me included. But there's a way to do a lot of makeup and there's a way to look like you are wearing a lot of makeup. You know what I mean? And there's this thing at the moment where people kind of like brighten their whole face in this area, powder this whole area to death, bake it, brush it away, but then they are left with this solid line. It looks like a drag queen mid getting ready before they have completed their makeup. And it's a very prominent thing. Find one of your favorite UK influencers that actually does a lot of makeup and you will see exactly what I mean, because it is wild. Wild. I mean, we have a lot of photo evidence of things now, but it's one of those trends where I hope a makeup artist doesn't do this on someone's special day where they're gonna have like photographic evidence for the rest of their lives. Their wedding day, for example, their baptism, no. Oh, you can be baptized when you're older, right? But it's gonna be like one of those things where you whip open the photo. Does anyone have a physical printed photo album anymore? But when you're like, your grandkids open the photo album and they'll be like, oh my God, your makeup looks so 2024. You know what I mean? Oh my God, but 2024s were no. 2020s were crazy makeup, like how some of us do when we look back at crazy 80s makeup, you know what I mean, and think, oh my God, why did I wear that, or why do my parents wear that, or you know, why would you do that at your wedding? And not that there's anything wrong with having fun and making those kind of mistakes, but there's trends that look nice during the time, and then trends where you just look at them during the time and you think, well, what the fuck is that then? And that's one of them. I blame online for everything, but one of the main things that finding makeup inspiration online has done is convince people that makeup looks the same online as it does in real life. And one of my biggest kind of like pet peeves or makeup hates is when people ask for no makeup and then show you a picture of heavy makeup. Or they're like, this is no makeup, and then they actually are wearing loads of makeup. There's a saying in like the editorial world that no makeup for camera and stuff like that does actually involve a lot of makeup, but it involves a lot of skill and pinpointing where you're going to put makeup. How many times am I going to say makeup? But more than that, the biggest one I hate is full glam being no makeup at all. So on the reverse side, I did a whole video about this, and I see a lot of people online being like, influencers, I'm talking about, don't care what anyone else does with their makeup, you know, you be free to do whatever, but when you're an influencer or content creator, you're putting something out as education, that's what I mean, and they're like, this is how to do a full glam, and they're wearing a BB cream and Vaseline and some mascara. It's like, full glam where's that full glam you're supposing you're suggesting? Because I can't see it. What if that's full glam, and what the fuck is this? Clown makeup? I wasn't into the makeup scene in like the 2016s. I was busy being a professional. But when I look back at that time and I look at influencers' makeup from 2016, I'm like, that's makeup to me. I don't know why I would invest in watching content or someone being able to apply skincare well. You know what I mean? Especially when I don't have like much knowledge in it or like advanced knowledge in it. Like, why would I be like, I'm not into skincare. That would be my brother. But like, I just don't see why. How did I say this without being really fucking rude? You know what I think it is? Part of it is influencers are very lucky to have their careers, right? We're very lucky to be able to sit here and do something. But I like to think I give back with my knowledge, my makeup, my content. I create a lot of content and I work 6 to 7 days a week sometimes. I work whenever I can because I love doing it. I love making content and I'm very lucky to have this job. I feel like I have, not only have I worked to get to this point, but I also give something back. And then I see some other influencers and I'm like, being an influencer is quite an easy job. Yes, you have to edit your videos. Yes, I had to do my makeup 3 times today and take it off and reapply it and reapply it. It could be worse though, right? So why are you now, so why we have this new kind of like type of influencer that is basically just somebody who applies like a BB cream and is like, where's your skill? Where's your talent? And listen, I don't mean you have to have a physical skill or physical talent, but it's like, you're not, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just, you know what I mean? I'll leave it at that. A new phase that the makeup industry are going through is calling everything blurring when it's just matte, right? This is something I really hope ends. I just stop pretending everything is something it isn't. We have this thing on cameras where I'll show you right now, and I've showed this a lot of times before. You all know, say it with me, mattifying an area makes it look blurry on camera, perhaps slightly diffused in real life. My lighting's set up a little bit more realistic so you can actually see my skin, but it does give that effect. So when I receive products that are like blurring blush, blurring something, unless it physically has ingredients in it that will give a blurred kind of effect, why are you calling it blurring when it's just a matte powder? Because it blurs online? We need to stop with this trend of happens online, what things look like online is how it is. All you see of someone online is this angle, or maybe this angle, maybe this angle. You don't see this. How does my makeup look now? We need to stop with this thing. Just because it looks blurring on camera straightforward, it doesn't mean that in different lighting situations, when I go into a yellow lit bathroom with terrible lighting, right, down on me like this, I'm not gonna look blurred then, am I? My under eyes aren't gonna look smooth then. We need to stop lying to consumers, saying that everything is gonna blur and fix everything that they are slightly perhaps feel uneasy about on their skin, like pores, for example. Oh, blur all your pores, smooth out your under eyes. It's not going to happen because there's different kinds of lighting exist. It may look great when you get ready, when you're looking face forward in your mirror, or face forward in your ring light, or whatever it is you have. When you go out in daylight, it's going to look different. When you go to that grocery store, it's going to look different. When you go into Subway, they have different lighting. My next thing that needs to end is setting products that don't need to be set, right? One, you don't need to set your whole face. We know this. Cream blush and cream bronzer, okay? This seems to be a thing recently. Cream blush and bronzer have existed for years, centuries. I think I might not be wrong there. If you are having to set your, like I haven't had to set my cream blush. If you are having to set it for numerous reasons, perhaps it's not a product for you, or you need a better one, right? Cream blush is too oily on you, don't use cream blush. If you're having to set it, the more makeup you build up on oily skin, the more it goes to shit later. You know what I mean? The more it looks terrible later on. The less product you can use on oily skin with the best pigment, the better you're gonna do. So just use powder blush, because you're gonna make it pigmented. You're gonna make it matte anyway. If you want a full pigment, buy a powder blush with a full pigment. There are different levels of pigment in powders too. Same with your bronzer, same with your contour. If your cream blush is picking up your foundation, it's not a great cream blush. Or maybe you need to find a better way to make sure that foundation is on your skin before you put on your cream products. Patting it into the skin more, not letting it sit on top of the skin. Taking something that has such a beautiful finish, like a cream blush, a cream bronzer that gives you that skin-like texture, and then setting it with powder, to me is pointless and useless, and If you're having an issue with it, fix the issue, fix the product. Now, if you're not into purchasing loads of products and you bought a cream blush that you thought was going to do something, you can't afford to buy another one, fair play, set it. If you are having to set products, color products, sorry, not good enough. That's why we use primers for the eyelids, because we want the color to come out and textures to be what they are on the lid, right? We prepare what's underneath. Just saying. And that's coming from, let me just tell you, sorry, that's coming from years of experience as a makeup artist. I have never once set a cream blush or a cream bronzer, because I've never had to, because I make sure the skin does the work first. I just had to add, this isn't for people who would like to double up the pigmentation. So some people do cream and powder because they like the blush being like super strong. That's for people who wear cream blush and it's like, cream blush is terrible because it doesn't sit on my face, I have to set it. It's like, no, the issue isn't that. The issue is not every product works for everyone. Brands calling me babe or sis or bestie. I don't know you. You don't know me. Let's not do that. Hey sis, hey bestie, I don't like you. I don't even know how I ended up on your mailing list. Maybe I bought one of your products 5 years ago. How did we get here? How are we in this situation now? Stop it. Stop with the over personal. And it doesn't have to be formal, like, dear Mr. Welsh, we invite you to try our product. It doesn't have to be like that. Just like, hey, or it's summer, or oh, are you excited for Christmas? It doesn't have to be, hey bestie. Reverse nose contouring. I hate this so much. So the method of reverse nose contouring is what you think, basically. You cover your whole nose in the contour shade and then go from there. This looks ashy as, I've sworn so much in this video, I'm so sorry. Super ashy on people's skin. It looks grey, it looks terrible, it looks awful. You don't need to reverse contour your nose. Reverse nose contouring, not only is it a technique that never existed, but it was one that was made up for social media to get attention. It doesn't look good. And sometimes you have to think, right? Sometimes I say things and people are like, oh, but I do it and it looks good. I'm like, does it though? Who have you asked? Ask your friends that will be honest with you. Okay, next up is a bit of a dig at me. Intense laminated brows. I love a spiky up brow, laminated flat against my head. This isn't too bad actually, but I do think we need to end that era now. Lamination, fine. Love lamination. Brushing them and grooming them, beautiful. But I'm kind of like them going up this way now. I'm kind of like, okay, that period of time needs to come to a close, because there's just something about it that doesn't look as groomed as it did, as it used to look, right? You would kind of look at it and think, oh, lamination, well groomed, well kept, and now you look at it and it's like, it's gappy, it lacks structure unless you pencil it in. But even then, it's kind of like you either do it blocky or you do loads of brush strokes. It takes ages to fill in. I personally love it, and I'll continue to get my brows laminated, and I need to, but I think we need to move on from there. Okay, here's my last one. This is I'm going to see if I can show you with, not with powder actually, with concealer, just so you can see the placing. The line of powder under the cheek, right? This is quite literally a drag makeup technique. Doing this. Oh, I have a beard. I totally forgot I had a beard. Doing this under your contour and then just like blending that out. Why do you want your blush or your contour to be a straight line unless you're doing like theatrical makeup? Because that's what you're doing. You're cutting off your blush and your contour and your bronzer. Why do you want a solid line? Why do you not want it? You look like a drag queen. You look like a drag queen. Let me tell you, one of the blessings of being an influencer, you can tell I'm on it today. One of the blessings of being an influencer is these events you get to go to and seeing influencers makeup in real life, right? And I've been to events in the US and the UK. And let me just end this by saying a lot of stuff doesn't look online as it does in real life. Obviously, forgot to carry on talking on this bit. A few things. If you want your makeup to look like a drag queen, great. It's a talent, it's a skill. But also, a lot of people are like, well, this adds structure to the face. There's a difference between adding structure and adding visible lines, right? There's a solid line that isn't blended out. If you're going to do that and buff it into the blush, diffuse it, great. But some people leave that line. It is a straight line. It is not definition and detail. Straight lines do not naturally occur on our face. So it either looks like a straight line of makeup or you buff it into their face. The choice is yours, you know? All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know your opinions down below. This video is just for me to let off some steam, and hopefully you can join me there. Do consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.